Hi there, Mark here again. Welcome to the second part of my XV-01 rally car build series. I've already built in part 1 the front gearbox with the motor attached. Now we're going to go straight into step 7, which is attaching the front damper stay. We're using screw bag B. Start off with part J1, this plastic part, and I've already fitted the 18mm screws through. We need to put the spacers NN20 onto those now, like so, and put the ball joint on the end, which is a BB9. Same for the other side. Then we've got part K2, which is like the bottom bracket that goes on here, which will fit in here somewhere. Line that up with this. I've already put one of there's a long grub screw. Now only screw this in halfway. So there is the screw. It helps if you've got a hex driver like this, rather than using the box, the Allen key that you get with the kit. Makes it a bit easier and a bit quicker. And we need to put on an NN18 spacer onto each one, and then put on our BB9 ball joints. I've also got out these dust covers. You have to pull these out of this sheet here and pop the sensors out, and that's what you end up with. Stops the dirt getting into those joints. Okay, so we've got 4 8mm screws to screw this, to screw this one onto the top of there, and this fits in like so, and we put that on with the 2 10mm screws. I'll just fit those and we'll be back in a second. Okay, so there we have it. That's the front gearbox finished with the mounts on for the shocks. This one I think is for attaching to the body. Okay, now we're going to move on to the next step, which is step 8. So for step 8 we're going to be putting the gears in the rear gearbox. You need this idle gear. We've got the shaft here, which is BA19, and with the cutout, the slot on this side, we need to put this and the shaft in the hole. Slide the gear on, make sure it goes into the slot. Okay, on the other side we've got this NN4 spacer that goes in there, and then a BA13, which is one of these small ball bearings. Okay, so that's the one side. To finish this side off, we need to put on another NN4 spacer and the other BA13 bearing. Okay, now this now goes into the A5 and A6 gear casing. So copy the lineup of the diagram there, slots in nicely. Put the other side on, and we've got 2, I think 16mm screws. These are countersunk, so make sure you get the right ones. Again, it says put grease on, but we'll grease it up with the diff in a second. On to step 9. Okay, for this we're going to finish the rear gearbox. So you need to line up all your parts. I'm going to start off by putting NN12 onto the shaft the right way round. Then we need to put through the drive pin. Right. You need to get NN13 and NN24. These, like I say, these key together. there are four like slots that you need to line up, like so. Fit the slot there over the pin, like that, and then put on the circlip, my favourite part. Okay, a word of warning on this, I just tried to fit the circlip, couldn't get it on, then I realised that you have to give this a real good push down and it will make a click when it goes in. It's quite a bit of pressure you need to put on that, and now I can see the slot. That's why I couldn't get the circlip on, so let's have another go at that. Okay. So finally it's gone into place. That was really tricky to get that on. It's because there's a lip, and if you try and slide this along, it just hits the lip and doesn't go into the slot on the shaft. Anyway, bit of perseverance, it's on there now, but yeah, be careful with that. It is quite tricky, as you just saw. Right, so I've put a little bit of grease on that gear at the bottom there. Now we need to get the differential put into this bottom part of the case. Make sure it clips in, make sure the bearings are in the right place. Oh, that was a nice click, wasn't it, Rob?
It was.
So yeah, we're all in place there. I'm going to put some ceramic grease on this now. Again, don't need to go too mad, just make sure it's smeared across, and it will work its way into the gears when it starts meshing together with the other one. And that should be plenty. Line it up like it is in the diagram. So we've got these mounts here pointing towards me, and then put the other half on, like so. Okay, I'm just going to put in these 3 8mm screws. Okay, so that's the 3 screws in. I don't know why it doesn't say to put the 4th in into that hole there. You got that, Rob?
Yep.
So you've got the 1, 2, 3 that it says to put in, and I've left that one spare. We'll see hopefully later why. So that's that piece finished. Now I need to do the suspension mount here. Make sure this is the right way around. That's the same way around as the diagram. Now we need to put the BB-8s into the second hole from the inside. Obviously this allows you to adjust the top shot mount later on, but we'll build it as standard from now. So we just whiz these in. Word of warning on that, they did seem to spin a little bit when I got really tight, so I wouldn't go mad over tightening those. Just we don't want to strip out the plastic, so let's be careful with those two. Then we're going to do the same, put the BB-8 ball joints into this bottom mount, and then put the 2 dust covers on the top. Okay, so that's those 2 parts finished. We need to now fix this onto the rear gearbox. So if I get this into the right position, looks like this goes on there, as in the diagram, with the 4 BA2 8mm screws. So again, I'll just fast forward this part. Okay, it's the top suspension mount nicely mounted now. Mounted. Now we need to put on this bottom bracket, which goes in this gap here, with the your ball joints pointing upwards. So nice tight fit, and we need the two longer 3mm screws. I think they're 18mm. So when you finish step 9, this is your rear gearbox, and it should look something like this. So on to step 10. Okay, we're putting the tensioner on now for the belt tension. So you need this BB3, which is very flat-headed screw. Onto that we need to put one of the bigger washers. Followed by one of these tiny little shims, BB10. After that we need one of the small bearings, and then another tiny shim. For the bearing, the last of the 3 tiny shims. Okay, then we need the other larger washer, and followed by, there's 2 nuts we need to put on. One is a very thin, so that is unusual, it's a very thin beadlock one that goes on the back, and then there's just a standard nut with no beadlock, and it says in here, do not over tighten. So I think what I'll do is just do this one up finger tight. Rob, what do you think?
Yeah, I would.
We don't want to stop those bearings from going around, do we?
No.
So I can feel them spinning there. You probably can't see on camera, but I can feel that they are actually spinning round. Put that through the pulley slot. You see it's adjustable, so you can adjust the tension there, which obviously we'll do when we put the belt on. So for now, we're just going to tighten up the lock nut, and that's all the parts from bag B finished. So we'll stop there on this one. That's the end of this stage. Hopefully you'll join us on part 3. Thanks for watching.